This is a quick refresher on using context clues, and the goal here is to use context clues to determine the meaning of new and unfamiliar words in order to improve your vocabulary and become a better reader. Let's take a look at an example. So this comes from Lord of the Flies. With that word, the heat seemed to increase till it became a threatening weight, and the lagoon attacked them with a blinding effulgence. "Get my clothes," muttered Ralph. "Along there." He trotted through the sand, enduring the sun's enmity, crossed the platform, and found his scattered clothes. Let's say that enmity is the word that we're looking at, and this is unfamiliar. I'm going to use the annotation tool of highlighting to note that for me. And then I can use different tools to then make a decent prediction about what the word means. The first tool I can use is context clues. So I'm going to look around the word to see what clues me into what enmity might mean. So I'm going to read this context sentence again. "Get my clothes," muttered Ralph, "along there." He trotted through the sand, enduring the sun's enmity, crossed the platform, and found his scattered clothes. So the clue that's standing out to me is the word enduring, because it means that enmity is probably something negative if it's something to be endured. So I've looked at context clues. Next, I'm going to look for the second thing, word roots, prefixes, and suffixes. So that's another tool I could use to try to determine the meaning of that unfamiliar word. It's not too useful in this situation, but I do see this prefix en, meaning within. So I'm going to note that, although that still doesn't really unlock the word for me. I'm also going to use related words that are similar. This often can help. So for example, in this situation, enmity does sound like the word enemy. And although that doesn't always mean that the word means something similar, in this situation, it is a little bit close. So that's also a tool that you have as well. But I think context clues is going to be what's most important. So I'm going to mainly be using just the sentence around this unfamiliar word to determine the meaning. So let's read it again. "Get my clothes," muttered Ralph. "Along there." He trotted through the sand, enduring the sun's enmity, crossed the platform, and found his scattered clothes. Well, I'm also seeing the word suns. And if it's sunny, that means it's hot. That means it's probably too warm. Maybe there's a risk of sunburn, etc. So I'm kind of thinking that if the enmity is something to be endured and it has to do with heat, maybe it means something like, and here's my prediction, maybe it means something like force of nature or negative threat element. All right, so I've made my prediction and I feel pretty confident about it based on my context clues. Let's take a look at the actual definition of enmity to confirm my prediction. The state of feeling or being actively opposed or hostile to someone or something. Okay, so animosity, antagonism, or friction. So I was pretty close. All right, thank you.